imagine it because never in my life did I imagine it because never in my life did I imagine it because never in my life did I imagine it
you get an insight and you know something, you know, but you don't want to say it out loud because you're kind of afraid that it's not going to be really true and it'll spoil the whole thing for you, you know. But when somebody makes you say it, then, and it's true, then it just makes it more beautiful of a thing.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back. We've got some more action here in the NAPC Open Tier playoffs. We've got Sublime and Worldwide going at it with their tournament and season on the line. I am joined tonight by To Try Hard Ray. How you feeling right now, Ray?
I'm feeling really good. This is a clash between two very talented teams. Worldwide, an iteration of a contenders team, while Sublime represents Arizona State University, one of the top 20-25 collegiate teams we have in the United States. So both these teams bring so much to the table, and the fact that they are in the losers bracket going against each other right here, right now, just speaks to the talent we have in this division.
Yeah, and like I said, these teams, they're playing for their season. This is an elimination match. Winner, they're going to move on to play Yikes in the losers semifinals. Loser, they're done. It's over for their season 12 as we get a look at our bracket here down there in the bottom of the bracket. Sublime Worldwide, they'll move on to play Yikes. So a lot on the line for this match as we're getting down to the really, really good parts of the tournament where all the teams left, they've got hands.
Yeah, so much just concentrated talent in these final 4 and 5 teams. So I cannot wait to see the series get underway. While we have to go ahead and talk about the rosters. So as you can see on the screen, we're going to focus on Sublime, as I mentioned, representing Arizona State University, Anhu, J-Man, Aurora, Panther, and Angelic. This was such a talented squad, and they did so well against the Crazy 88s, ended up getting that victory 3-2.
And I mean, yeah, great team here for Sublime, but the challengers, it'll be Worldwide. Tristan, Emerin on the DPS, Lunacy on the tank, Korova and Red X on the support line. So two very, very strong teams coming in here. They both want to stay alive, and with their tournament lives on the line, we have to start somewhere to figure out who's moving on. Our first map is going to be Ilios.
I believe this was Worldwide's pick as they are the higher seed. So picking a map like Ilios, to me, kind of signifies they want to play some semblance of a dive. It's so prevalent on maps like Well and Lighthouse. So whether that's Winston, whether that's Diva, I think we're expecting that kind of flavor of composition. If we go to Ruins, I think that's where we might see Orissa's, Junker Queen, Sigmas, but I can't wait to see this start to get to unfold.
Yeah, it should be a great series moving forward. And yeah, I think that, on something like Lighthouse, we'll probably see, a little bit of dive. And I think we are actually starting on Lighthouse, it does look like. So if we're going to see the dive, this is where we're going to see it. I do kind of expect to see a lot more of the Sigma. But yeah, right now, it looks like it's just going to be dive.
As for Sublime, it looks like they are going to have Aurora play this Winston. We saw against Crazy 88s how cracked Aurora can be on maps like Watchpoint Gibraltar, and Ilios is going to be just as good of a battleground. For Worldwide, we're having Lunacy go on that Diva, which worries me a little bit for Aurora because those micro missiles, especially with the changes that Diva received in this patch, can do a lot to blow up Winston's very early and very quickly.
And here we go, getting into this first fight. It'll be Lunacy, trying to, map out what Sublime want to do. Aurora not trying to get too aggressive just yet, as Emerin and Red X, putting all that damage in from the sky on that Pharah. It'll be up to J-Man to try and deal with the Pharah of Emerin. So it'll be interesting to see how they're going to put pressure onto that Pharah. Lunacy taking a lot of damage as Anhu is going to get that first flip on the point. Nobody going down just yet, and it doesn't look like anybody wants to go down, and Emerin's going to force the issue here. And that'll be 2 picks off rip here. Anhu's able to take down Willis, but it will not be enough, and Worldwide is going to get that flip.
Yeah, Redix does go incredibly low. If you could have found that second pick, you would have taken all the supports out of the play. God. And yeah, Panther going down. That's just going to be a full-on reset for Sublime. For the team of Sublime, they got to do a better job at getting on top of Tristan. You can't allow them to have all this space. Just look at that. J-Man's down. They have to get on top of him.
Yeah, Angelic switching over to the Mercy now, trying to help J-Man out, but you know, getting that res on Z Panther left the Echo up, and you know, not much that you can do there without the help of the Mercy. Lunacy is on the point, trying to keep it from going back over to Sublime, putting some pressure on Anhu, who you know, is distracting the D.Va a little bit, but like. At some point, you've got to decide when to dive for real with your Winston, and when you need to pressure the point. And you know, J-Man's able to find Emerin, but it just isn't enough. And Worldwide is going to retain their hold, and J-Man, that's just going to be 200 more HP of ult charge for Worldwide.
Yeah, this D.Va composition is starting to find its stride because Lunacy is able to fly back and forth and provide so much peel to Tristan, to Emerin. It's making the job so much harder. You do get Redix down in that fight, so it gives you a small window for Sublime to try and move in here, but the barrage is going to come in with the Nano.
Okay, so a great ult there from Aurora to stay alive and opting to jump onto Willis, and finally... You know, Willis is just gonna shake off the Primal Rage, though, I guess. It's pretty easy there. Sublime, though, they finally find some picks here. You know, the duplicate from J-Man got the Bob off, and Lunacy, last alive on the point, does not have that self-destruct. Worldwide, finally gonna go down Sublime. They found their footing.
You get this to a nice solid 99% if you're Worldwide, so it's only going to take one more fight to bring this home, and they're going to hope that Tristan's Bob is going to be the tool to be able to do that, but you're walking into a pulse bomb from Anhu. With your backs against the wall like this, you need a good pulse bomb from your Tracer.
Oh my God! Anhu with 2! That is exactly what you want to see from the Tracer, the pulse bomb. Anhu gets a 3rd, and in the dirt goes Worldwide.
And that's what you need from Sublime if you're going to try and turn this map around, is solo players coming through with big time plays. Is now you're going to have the ability to throw in this Nano. I feel like you give this to J-Man, let him build up to that dupe, and let him make some magic happen.
Getting into this, you know, one of the last fights here on Lighthouse. Maybe a couple left, but here's the Nano boost. It'll be on to J-Man, and that will be that could be a lot of damage, but you know, the Mercy can't really help through the anti-grenade. Now Z Panther's under a lot of duress, and it's just gone so south for the side of Sublime. They're gonna lose Lighthouse. Worldwide shutting the door in their faces.
As Sublime was not able to take advantage of that Nano, J-Man gets blown up by the opposing Echo, and they just weren't able to build up to the dupe and get things going. Even in the midst of that fight, Anhu was able to build up to another pulse bomb, but the damage had been done by Worldwide. As we now move to Lighthouse for the next map, Worldwide is going to make a slight compositional change. They're going to have Lunacy go over to this Sigma, which I've said time and time again, Sigma does a great job at countering likes of D.Va. So in response, they're going to have Aurora for Sublime go over to this Winston. So for Aurora, you got to be careful. Lunacy, you want to stay away from, because that accretion rock can be very troublesome, and you're looking to try and get on top of Tristan on this Sojourn and maybe go after Willis on this Ana.
So Worldwide, they're playing a little bit more of a meta composition. Aurora on this Winston didn't work out that well last round, but we'll see what they're going to be able to do here on Well. J-Man is able to burn down Red X, and you know, the follow-up from Anhu is going to be great. Sublime, they take the first flip here on Well.
As the dive coming through strong for Sublime, you're going to need to see that time and time again, as Emeren's going to make a swap over to the Soldier 76. So that is double hit scans trying to go after your Echo player. So J-Man's going to have to be very careful, especially with no Mercy pocket. All you have are Brig packs.
Aurora put under a lot of pressure, able to escape with that rocket jump.
They let the point flip, though.
Anti-need onto Aurora, and yeah, they do get the flip for the side of Worldwide. Nobody down on either side just yet. I mean, still pretty good timing for Worldwide here. And, they're gonna take the lead here, and I mean, Tristan trying to find these picks, and oh my God, what a shot from Tristan, putting Anhu down there. Aurora will find Red X, but with Angelic and Anhu down here, it's going to be a rough fight, and Tristan once again hits another incredible shot. And the peel is there for Emeren, and there's just nothing that Sublime can do.
Yeah, this Winston dive, especially when Worldwide is able to take their angles and play from different positions defensively like this, is going to be really tough. You got to try and isolate, especially these hit scan DPS players, but they just have not been able to do that. There's been really good peel coming out from Worldwide. You have to dismantle this, though, if you're Sublime, and get back into this, or you're going to be down 1-0 before you can blink.
Well, speaking of blinks, we've got Anhu with a pulse bomb, but Aurora starts off the fight with a great dive onto Willis. And with Tristan down, Worldwide is going to be hard-pressed to find their footing anywhere during this fight anyway. And Red X are not able to get rid of that anti-grenade, and blown away. And some great plays from Sublime is going to land them back in control of the point.
Worldwide gets to come back, and they didn't use a single ultimate so far, so they are going to be in the driver's seat as Sublime use the dupe in that fight. So you are going to have a lot for Sublime to continue to defend here. The question is, who's going to get aggressive here on either of these teams and look to make a play?
There's the pulse bomb stuck onto the wall, and the nano visor's going to come out. J-Man's health pool shredded through like it's a piece of paper. And I mean, Worldwide, that ult combination, it's not something you see very often these days, but it's going to be good enough to put them back in control of the point, and they only need one more fight here. And Angelic actually got nano boosted there, so as this point comes to overtime, Tristan is gonna pop overclock. We'll see what they can get with that, or if it's just gonna be a bit of a scare tactic. They know where Anhu is, and that recall has been expended, but J-Man puts that overclock out of commission. So a great play there by J-Man, and as Aurora comes back, they've put themselves in a great position to hold on here on well. They're going to get Red X, and they're going to get the flip.
Big plays coming in for Sublime. Aurora coming back on that Doomfist. Just another form of the dive is now they're going to swap over to back to this Winston now that they have a little bit of time to make some judicious swap to really think about how they want to go about this. And who back on this Tracer is putting so much pressure onto the backline of Worldwide. Willis and Red X are having a hard time being able to heal their team and keep themselves alive because of the talent of Anhu on this Tracer.
And Anhu has another pulse bomb. Or maybe just has the same pulse bomb. I can't remember. Putting some pressure on the back line, on J-Man, on Angelic back there. Or no, sorry, Emeren. What am I saying? I'm losing my mind. But now it's a fight between Tristan and Anhu. And Tristan forces out the recall, and Willis cleans it up with the anti-grenade. And just like that, Sublime, they were in great position to take this point, but Emeren with an emphatic close here. 3 players with the tactical visor. Worldwide is going to take Ilios.
Yeah, Worldwide coming through with clutch plays time and time again. Those both maps told us a similar tale, where Worldwide takes a very decisive and early lead in that percentage and ends up losing the point in like an ult exchange situation. Then they get to come back with their built up ultimates that Sublime was forced to use to take that point back. they have the advantage. They're able to use those ultimates, get the point back, and they're able to win because of that. So it's just very well played and very well strategized by Worldwide. And that Sigma composition was doing a great job to disrupt the dive that Sublime was trying to play.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing during this match. I mean, especially during I mean, the Sigma comp, we're seeing why a Winston dive at the moment is considered a little bit outdated, right? We do have information on what our next map is going to be, and it sounds like Sublime doesn't want to give up on that dive composition. It'll be Numbani moving forward, and I don't know. I think that Worldwide outdove them with the Diva, and then, you know, if you're ever going to switch over to a Sigma, I mean, I don't know. I feel like the Winston dive just isn't a good shout at the moment.
I typically tend to agree, especially when you think of the idea of defensively being able to play that Sigma to combat, you know, whether you're playing the Diva, whether you're playing the Winston, and then offensively for Worldwide being able to put Lunacy back on that Diva. So, I mean, maybe this is just Sublime saying, hey, this is what we're good at. We got to like die on the sword of what we're good at. If we try and mirror them, we feel like we're not as good. So we got to take us to maps where we feel like we can succeed the best. And I don't blame them for that.
No, and you know what? It's good. I mean, it's not good if you can't, you know, run the best composition. But I do think it's good that when you accept it, you're going to, like you said, just lean into what you are good at, right? I've been on teams that have not been, you know, strong, we'll say, in that whatever that meta currently was. But if you are Sublime, I do think they're going to come out on the Sigma, actually, which on defense, I guess, could be fine. Or it will be fine, I think, for Sublime if they want to run the Sigma. I do think that it's probably, especially early on the defense, that it's probably better. But Worldwide, you know, they're still in the attack spawn. They've got another 20 seconds. What they're coming out on is a little bit silly, though.
Yeah, they're actually, for Sublime, they're really good at the Sigma composition. Against Crazy 88s, they did a good job. When I was actually watching their game, they ended up going down 2-1 to Crazy 88s. Then they pick Esperanza, play the Sigma composition, and I even said it on stream that they played with some anger. They really know how to flip a switch when their backs are against the wall. So I'm very excited to see if we're going to get that out of Sublime. And it looks like Worldwide is going to come out on the funny Reinhardt composition. And so I'm excited because you get into the face of this Sigma, there's not going to be a lot they can do. The only thing I'm a little worried about is they don't have that speed boost available to them with that Lucia, which tends to be extremely crucial in these Reinhardt compositions to get into the face of Sigma poke.
This whole composition from Worldwide has just got me a little bit perplexed, but Z-Panther's going to start out the fight with a great pick onto Red X. And I mean, without the Kiriko, without that, you know, that cleanse, that healing, I mean, it's going to be tough for Worldwide to continue this fight in any sort of confidence. Lunacy is very, very low at the moment, and I'm not really sure. He's going to grab them. Emerald and Lunacy are in no man's land right now, and they're not ready for it. They're going to force the coach gun away for J-Man, but Aurora finding another great pick there onto Tristan. I mean, they'll get the tick, but they won't get the fight as that immortality field, and they're all below half HP. This is going to be rough for Worldwide. They do have a win condition now moving forward, and they're just gonna stagger out Emerin, unfortunately, for the Reaper.
Yeah, playing this Reinhardt composition for Worldwide, as we now see the swap coming from Diva. The one thing I was going to worry about is how do you rotate and get on top of, you know, J-Man, for example, on this Ashe. It's not like you're playing a Symmetra to use the teleporter to get up there, but the swap over to the Diva is going to be the right decision. Now you have that verticality to be able to get to that high ground and go after J-Man. Plus, you'll be able to go after Anhu, who's just reigning over the skies of Numbani.
We're going to use the Kitsune Rush to get into this fight here on the high ground. That shield from the side of Aurora has been blown to smithereens. And and who used the duplicate, not able to get up to that self-destruct, but Angelic through their own amp matrix is going to find 2, putting Worldwide in a great position to win this fight once again. And Anhu cleaning up on Lunacy. I think we're seeing why Sublime picked Numbani. They're comfortable.
Yeah, just when we thought that fight was going one way, in comes Angelic to get those 2 crucial picks. As Anhu goes down, but J-Man is able to trade out with Tristan. If you're Worldwide, you cannot continue to afford to trade out in these battles. These spawn distances are extremely equal. As now we get some swaps coming in. Lunacy going to go over to the Sig to try and match as Tristan goes over to that Sojourn. Again, I still think it's going to be tough to try and find any sort of value out of this Reaper. Maybe with the Death Blossom coming, you can get the point.
Yeah, and they don't have the accretion anymore to try and get rid of the Death Blossom, and there it is. The damage isn't going to kill Z-Panther, but it'll definitely help the issue. And, I mean, the switches, they come through, and, they're going to find the value here. Is Aurora is able to take down Willis, but... Well, I say that they're going to be able to take the fight, but Bob has something else to say here as J-Man and Anhu are coming back here, and Anhu's going to be able to burn Red X down, and with it just being Lunacy left alive, I mean, 96% on the board and, 20 seconds left. Worldwide, they haven't found their footing yet.
Yeah, that was a crucial recontest coming in from Sublime. If you can get this first point captured, this is exactly the momentum you're looking to steal back if you are Sublime. As Tristan touches, forces overtime, but might have to use these blinks once again just to keep the overtime going.
Here's the flux from... Oh my goodness, Aurora. Gonna find the pick onto Willis, but it's 2 for 1 here for the side of Sublime. The Gravitic Flux was really, really cool. Some cool mechanics going into how Aurora pulled that off, but it won't be enough. Worldwide, they find their footing on point A just in overtime.
Yeah, they keep their hopes alive of being able to take a decisive 2-0 lead, because I feel like if you got first point held there, it was going to be tough sledding. The likeliness was you were going to drop this map. Aurora finds Emerin, though, and that is going to make things tough for Sublime. For Worldwide, you're not going to be able to get as much distance on this cart as you were hoping as the respawners are coming in from Sublime, but you get Panther.
Tristan has switched over to this Widowmaker. Obviously confident in that aim, and you can see why. A great pick there, but J-Man, the aim is even better if you can even call the Hanzo arrows aim. Tristan goes down, ripped to shreds by the storm arrows, and I mean, it's just trade after trade for these two teams. Nobody is winning decisively right now. There's just, both of these teams refuse to go down. The dive gonna come in onto Aurora. Lunacy has the Meteor Strike and will use it. Just an incredible dodge from Z-Panther. Gonna jump over Lunacy after that punch. And with the Amp Matrix coming out for the side of Sublime, Worldwide, they're gonna back up and, they'll take J-Man with them.
Yeah, the fact that you're going to take J-Man on an exiting pick. Lunacy's now over on the Wrecking Ball, so you're going to have to worry for your backline. Z-Panther, J-Man, got to be worried that this ball can dive on top of them, and Worldwide has ults.
Here we go. The sights are out for Tristan, so they know where the side of everyone is on Sublime, as we see the Gravitic Flux. It did not hit anybody? Tristan was in that circle. But I guess at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Sublime, they're going to hold on to their point B hopes. And once again, Worldwide, they're entering into the overtime territory to cap this point.
At 10 seconds left on the clock, you are going to have plenty of touching available, especially from Lunacy with this Wrecking Ball. You're going to have a nano boost. Question is, do you give it to Lunacy to look for some big time picks with the slam, or do you throw it on Emerin and hope for some big Hanzo plays?
The answer is Lunacy as the Captive Sun comes out, and a lot of pressure on it to J-Man, but defeat too shifty. J-Man's going to be able to stay alive, and with Red X being the last to go down, I mean, Sublime, a great defense. I mean, it's not easy to hold on Numbani B.
Yeah, I think that's extremely favorable for Sublime to try and tie up this series. Essentially, all they have to do is cap point B. And from what we see on Numbani, generally speaking, most teams are able to cap point B. The problem comes when you get to point C and finishing the map, because the spawns are just so difficult to get back on point B for the defenders. So it's almost impossible to hold that point B for that long. So shout outs to Sublime, as now they have a clear win condition to tie up the series.
Yeah, I mean, that's about, without full holding, that's about as good of a defense as that you could ask for from Sublime, right? I mean, like you were saying, it's not easy to defend on Streets Numbani. So, I mean, that is a very, very strong win condition that Sublime have set for themselves, and they're not letting the the dominance of Worldwide on Ilios get to their heads. Like you were saying before the match, or before this map, sorry, they're playing with some fire right now.
That they are. So I hope to continue to see that going forward on their attack to tie up this series, as we take a look at these two teams on their attacks. They are continuing to play Sigma-based composition. Sublime going to have J-Man come out on the Bastion. As for Worldwide, they're playing that Hanzo and Sojourn. So they're critically relying on quick and easy picks for Worldwide.
A lot of burst damage in there. It is the first pick on it to Panther. Tristan gets very, very low, but refuses to go down. The immortality field, the heals from Red X and Willis. I mean, they're dealing a lot of damage. They just can't clean up the kills right now. I mean, a couple of people from Worldwide, they got taken below half HP, but some great peel from Worldwide has them looking good right now.
As I think it's going to be critical for Sublime to try and get this point extremely quickly. It's like, oh yeah, Ray, yeah, their goal is to get the point quickly. I just mean for their confidence to really try and end up tying up this series. If they're at a point where this goes to overtime, they may cap it, but they need a nice big team fight victory here to really get things going for them.
There's a good accretion onto Lunacy, who was below half HP, but still, I mean, you've got to get rid of these supports for the side of Worldwide if you're Sublime. I mean, there's just so much healing potential with this pylon, with the regen burst, with the Iari beam, and I mean, they're just not able to keep J-Man alive, and once again, Worldwide, they're putting their foot on the gas here. I mean, they're clicking right now. That there's nothing else to say other than they're just looking very, very good.
Yeah, it feels like, especially this Bastion for J-Man, it is having trouble finding value, because so many of these players for Worldwide, they're playing from an extremely far distance. So how is this Bastion going to find its value with all the damage you can lay down if you can't really get to anyone?
I mean, I guess we'll find out. I mean, J-Man, the Bastion pick can hold a lot of merit, but I mean, just haven't found that value that they're looking for out of the high damage character there. I mean, they're getting back into this next fight, trying to get Lunacy down, and it'll be 2 for 2. Anhu burns down Red X and Amarin, but it's a two, like I said, 2 for 2, and with Lunacy still alive, they're just fine letting those two people go down as long as they get everybody else from Sublime down.
As we see J-Man going to make the swap over to Hanzo, and I think this is going to be a great swap. Adds that, one-shot potential, makes Worldwide have to play a little bit more honest. They're not going to be able to peek as wide, take as wide angles. However, they've just been patient. They win that fight with just the dragon, so they have so much to throw into this next fight. While Sublime, because of the swapping and using the window in that last fight, they don't have as much to commit into this fight.
Here we go. Aurora with the Gravitic Flux needs to find something with this ultimate. Gonna back out here in the face of Red X's Ant Matrix, and I don't honestly blame them. You still got a little bit of time, I guess, but has to make a play very, very soon. J-Man building up to the ultimate here very, very soon, and that's a great pick onto Willis. They don't have the Captive Sun moving forward. Z Panther trying to keep the team alive and does a great job of it. The ultimates come out. They do find the value that they're looking for, and that will be Sublime potentially taking A. And, you know, Aurora, they don't want to let the touch come back through, so they're just going to push the issue, and they're going to cap A.
As that was Sublime down in the ult economy, getting extremely aggressive and finding the pick, because Worldwide exits that fight with 2 ultimates in their back pockets. So that was just all on Sublime. Look, like desperation, like we gotta throw these ults out and we gotta win this fight right here and right now. And you get an exiting stagger on to Redix as the Dragons gets thrown out by J-Man as they are trying to find more and more staggers.
Yep, here up, pushed very, very far up for Aurora, trying to find the damage, and Tristan going to put Anhu down, but it'll be a trade. Emerin also going down here. So, I mean, the Hanzo gone for Worldwide, and Angelic, you know, gonna come back very, very soon. So with that, I mean, it's great. Was that an accretion onto Willis to cancel out the Captive Sun? I think it was, but
I think so. Tristan going to find the pick with the overclock, but
and I think that's it.
Yeah, they're the golden box to victory. It's right there.
Yeah, I mean, with the pick onto Willis, I don't think anybody's going to be able to get back. Lunacy has gone over to the Diva, and a great accretion. They're going to be able to get the touch. But, I mean, what can they do here as Anhu rips Tristan to pieces? The DMAC comes through onto Lunacy. Anhu coming alive here, late on Numbani. The TP from Emerin will not be enough. J-Man with that late pick. Redx is the last here on the point. And with Willis going down, Sublime, they take Numbani and even up the series.
Sublime just has this trait of when they need a map and they need it right there and right now, they are extremely clutch. We talk about the dangers of going down 2-0 in a series, and I think they realize how hard it would be to come back, especially against the team with the caliber of Worldwide. And the further you get into these tournaments, the more talented the teams are. So the likeliness of you being able to reverse sweep goes further and further and further down in the likeliness. So being able to know, like, hey, we have to win this map, and they came out with that vigor and that just thirst for, we need this now, and they get that map, they tie up the series, and they're looking good.
You know, I think that it was a great defense from Sublime, right? But you know what I think opened up that defense, or that attack for Sublime? I think it was the pick onto the Iari, who had Captive Sun. Getting rid of that ultimate completely in that fight, and it also took out a significant amount of healing. But, you know, you said it. They left that fight on point A with 2 ultimates in the bank. They left that fight because Sublime didn't let them use the ultimates. And it was a great pick there from J-Man to open up that A, and they took that momentum and they dominated on streets. So Sublime showing us why they picked Numbani. And moving forward, it will be Worldwide's map pick going into Flashpoint. But we won't know which one it is until we come back from a short break. So Sublime, they've made it interesting. We'll see who's going to come out on top when we return. So stick around. You won't want to miss it. All right, welcome back, everybody. I mean, we've got a series on our hands right now. Sublime able to even it up on Numbani. Moving forward, it will be Worldwide's map pick on Flashpoint. I mean, Sublime looked great on Numbani.
Yeah, they looked incredible. They flipped that switch like I talked about, that sometimes it just takes them to get kicked down a little bit and they come back swinging. As we know, the map pick coming in from Worldwide, and shocker, but we're going to Saravasa.
Hey, listen. At the end of the day, at least it wasn't Lee Jong King's Rose Saravasa, right? Like we
You're not
got
wrong.
we got a couple of interesting map picks out of these two teams today. So with only two maps, I'll take it. But we do have some technical issues, I guess. Someone's game crashed. So we'll get that fixed soon, I hope. But Saravasa, what you thinking, Ray?
I think it's really going to depend. I still think the Sigma compositions are going to be extremely strong. I think, if teams want to pull out that diva, I think it's definitely going to be possible. Maybe go like Tracer Genji and go full dive with this. But I think the Sigma will still remain prevalent. The question is, what DPS do you go? I mean, we've seen time and time again for Worldwide that they like playing that. Generally speaking, they like having that double hit scan. As we see, I believe that's a new player coming in for Worldwide. That's Footloose.
All right, so I'm assuming that it was the Worldwide that had the technical issues, but they want to get moving quickly, so they're just going to throw Footloose in on to the DPS role here for Worldwide. Yeah, I mean, you're right, pretty much. It'll actually be a perfect mirror between these two teams. Widely considered the meta right now, the Sigma, May, Sojourn, Baptiste, Lucio. So the Sigma Rush will be the pick.
Yeah, so it's going to be a battle between these Sojourns, Footloose and J-Man, who can find these early pickoffs with those rail shots and look to set up their team very well. But there's also that inner battle between Emerin and Anhu with those May walls, because they can really pull off a lot of isolation and set up for easy pickoffs for their Sojourns.
Here we go. Market opening it up here on Saravasa will be J-Man, actually. Emerin going down early here, so it's quite a bit of damage. Not a lot of control left for this this fight with Emerin long gone and dead. And Worldwide, they're just going to back up Sublime, take the point.
Yeah, again, that's J-Man opening things up in a great May wall. So there's already the two main thesis points coming through strong. May walls and opening picks with these Sojourns, as Anhu and J-Man are looking impressive. But Worldwide has not to be looked down upon. They have found the exiting pick onto Lunacy.
Great accretion there onto Red X, and great follow-up from J-Man, too. I mean, Lunacy has to use this grasp to try and get out very, very low on the side of that that barrier. Great wall to try and cut off Aurora, but I mean, it just doesn't even matter because Sublime, they're playing great. They're gonna find Willis and Emerin, and the accretion onto Lunacy is probably gonna put the Sigma down too.
Yeah, that late window coming out from Z Panther. Sometimes you say the later support ultimate is the better one. In that case, it came through strong. As now you get to come back, you're going to have the Blizzard, but it's not going to matter, as Worldwide's going to have to just live to fight another point. Again, they have not been able to build up to a lot of these ultimates. So as we now move over to Gardens as the next point, you still favor Sublime being able to come in with 3 ultimates into this next fight.
Yeah, I mean, Worldwide, no footing just yet, getting kind of lapped by the ultimates of Sublime, as the Flux is going to come out. A lot of damage dealt. I think that hit 3 or 4 people on the side of Worldwide, and the Overclock, not going to help much either. So it's up to Anhu here to drop this Blizzard and find some value, and they'll get that value. Willis and Footloose dead and gone, and with the pick onto Red X, Worldwide is going to take the first fight and flip here on Garden.
As these Maywells for Ann, who time and time again are just incredibly impressive and just isolating worldwide, has to be extremely careful as a late stagger onto Lunacy is only going to make things worse. Worldwide, however, will get to come in with an ult advantage. So really, if Sublime wants to continue this percentage and try and win this fight, it's a lot on Angelic's back with the sound barrier to try and counter a lot of these incoming ultimates.
Here we go. The shot from Footloose. The overclock going to be able to take down Panther. So it will be a trade. Emerin for Panther. The Amp Matrix is out from Panther, so they're not going to have that tool moving forward. Willis will have the Amp Matrix moving in here, but I mean, J-Man continues to find some great value here on the Sode. I think that Garden is just cooked for Worldwide. They won't get another opportunity.
And another incredible Maywell coming out from Anhun to separate Lunacy from their team. Time and time again, Anhun is coming through. We saw back on Ilios, even though they lost that map, incredible tracer plays. Now on this May is just setting up Sublime for great success as they are now 1 point away from going up 2-1 in the series as we move over to Ruins. Worldwide has to find an answer, and they're going to have Emerin, who has this Blizzard online, but Angelic still yet to use the sound barrier. It's going to be the best counter to it.
Here we go. Emerin still holding on to that first Blizzard, unfortunately. A good wall from Sublime. Gonna make them the side of Worldwide try and walk around it as the Amp Matrix comes out from Willis. Worldwide, it looks like they'll finally get their first flip of the game, but this fight has only just begun. As Aurora has the Gravitic Flux, will throw it out and down, and that Blizzard is colossal from Emerin. 3 players on the Blizzard from Emerin is going to put Worldwide ahead. And finally, they found their footing. And if they want to take this map, it starts here.
And that was just honestly just unfortunate. Angelic was not there to be able to provide that sound barrier for the team. Worldwide capitalizes on some mistakes for Sublime. They're going to have to now look to make plays with their DPS players. You have this Flux coming online for Lunacy. This is Footloose's opportunity when that Flux goes in the air to get a lot of easy rail shots and a lot of damage down.
Footloose is already dead, though. Unfortunately for the side of Worldwide, the sound barrier came out. And it wasn't a very... it was an unfortunate sound barrier, how about we call it, as Footloose and Willis had already been taken out. And, I mean, geez, this is unfortunate for Worldwide. Lunacy once again staggered.
Yeah, that is just so unfortunate. And Sublime is going to be able to hold defensively to support ultimates to be able to use Lunacy. I mean, you're going to have a possibility of comboing the Gravitic Flux with now what will be an overclock. So that's a powerful combination, but this great window.
And, I mean, that was a great response from Lunacy. Seeing that Aurora had thrown out that accretion, J-Man will try to make it interesting, but it's too little, too late, and it is just the Sojourn left alive. Headed back over to the point now, but, you know, it's just J-Man on the point, and a great barrier from Lunacy to cut J-Man off from Footloose, and that will do it. Worldwide, they fall once again, or they take the point this time, actually. My bad. Sublime, though, they're already on the point.
Yeah, extremely impressed from Worldwide to take a losing situation fight like that in the Ultimate Economy and use that Flux with Footloose's. Just didn't even need to commit the overclock, and they're able to make things work despite Sublime throwing in so many ultimates into that fight. So now it puts them at a great advantage coming into this next point and gives them a really good chance for coming back and reverse sweeping this point. Sublime has this combination, this Flux, this Blizzard, that has to be what gets you this point.
Here we go. Worldwide taking the advanced positioning on the point. And, I mean, a great slide from Footloose activates the overclock. The grasp from Lunacy not going to get countered out, but, I mean, it'll be a good Blizzard from Emerin. Not gonna get any freezing, but it will force the positioning of Sublime, and they're gonna be able to take down Aurora early. So without that Sigma, it's gonna be tough. But you know, Anhu doesn't want to give it up as J-Man either. Actually, gonna pop the overclock and gonna be able to find 3 here, find 4 for J-Man, and they're gonna hold on. And a great play from the Sojourn puts Sublime here in the they're gonna take the lead.
Yeah, I was going to say, unfortunate for Sublime, they didn't get a whole lot of value out of their Blizzard, but J-Man comes in, saves the day like a superhero with a cape, and hits a huge overclock as Worldwide and Sublime both committed a lot of ultimates to that fight. Z-Panther will have this Ant Matrix to throw into this fight.
Here we go. Here's the Ant Matrix. Blocked out a little bit by the shield of Lunacy. And Anhu, though, is going to be able to find an early pick. So, Worldwide, they're already in a hole here. And, you know, they're able to take down Lunacy, and you've got to back out because you'll only have one more opportunity if you're Worldwide here.
Yeah, and they're going to have the ult advantage, so I think it's smart to be able to make this play. Sound Barrier, Flux, and Overclock. Well, Sublime has to hope and pray that Angelic and Aurora can get a lot of damage out before this fight begins and give them a chance to have some ultimates to try and combat what Worldwide comes in with.
One more fight for Suravasa. The Flux gonna come out from Lunacy. The Accretion, no good from Aurora, but Anhu with an incredible Blizzard. Willis Red X dead and buried. Anhu coming alive here in the final seconds. They're going to take Suravasa and move to match point.
Wow, Sublime coming through in the clutch. That was the main storyline in their previous matchup against the 88s, when the rubber met the road, when the backs were against the wall. J-Man specifically, too, comes through in clutch time, as this hero overclock coming out from him was insane. This is where he gets 4, I believe. So, like I said, putting on that cape and helping their team be in a really good position.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a great time to be a Sublime fan, right? I mean, great plays all around from them. They take Suravasa pretty easily, right? And that was Worldwide's map pick. Granted, there wasn't much of a choice, right? But, you know, moving forward, I mean, Sublime, they're gaining momentum here. They have hit the ground and they are sprinting, much less running, right? Now, Worldwide, they have the next map pick. It's Push. Based on what you've seen so far, what are you thinking for Worldwide on Push, Ray?
Their backs are against the wall. They have to come through with something big here. My guess is Esperanza, just because we've seen the Sigma out of them time and time again work extremely well for them, and that's probably the best map like for that. Maybe Coliseo, but I think Esperanza is probably the better street. I'm just completely wrong. It's actually going to be New Queen Street. Oh, a shot in the dark and just completely missed. I couldn't hit the broadside of a barn with that guess.
Put out 2 choices out of 3 and missed both. Hey, it happens, man. We're all wrong sometimes.
Striking out like in the big leagues, man. I swear.
So yeah, it'll be New Queen Street. I do think that they want to run the Sigma, and New Queen Street provides a lot of long, straight avenues that Sigma does very, very well attacking and defending. So, I mean, I think that's definitely going to be the plan moving forward for Worldwide.
As Sublime hoping to wrap this up quickly and continue their lower bracket run, as it's been an impressive one so far. As whoever moves on, it'll be like the top 4. We have winners, finals still set for this division, and then they will be in the losers semifinals. So very excited to see where this goes, and if Worldwide can try and force a map number 5. As a coffee shop looking pretty clean. I could use a hot chocolate.
I want some eggs, bro. Dude,
I could use a good breakfast sandwich, like runny eggs, some bacon on like an English muffin.
So mad. I got baited by Uber Eats saying that they gave me a free $25 a meal like on the website, and then I tried to order a big old fat breakfast burrito, and they're just like, nah, this promotion doesn't work. But you know what does work? Sigma, and we're seeing the Sigma from both teams.
You
It's
know what
kind of
does
what I
work?
expected.
Full mirrors between both of these teams. So again, it's kind of like what I said on Saravasa. It's on these Sojourns and these Maze between the walls and being able to open things up with the rail shots. We saw J-Man do it in the first fight previously. Can he do it again?
Oh my goodness. Angelic throwing Emerin right off the map. And we do see, I guess it was Tristan that had the technical issues before Saravasa, returning to reprise their role on the Sojourn. But with Emerin gone and, you know, in the water, it's going to be hard-pressed for Worldwide to take this fight, especially without their Immortality field.
Yeah, J-Man finding the pick onto Redix, and that is just going to be the cleanup coming in. And who time and time again, these May walls have just been like, I mean, okay, we'll just say it like this. I mean, they're a collegiate team. That would just be like an A+ from Professor Ray over here. Like, they're just perfect.
Yeah, I mean, both of the DPS from Sublime right now, they've come alive. You know, they got off to a bit of a slow start on Ilios, but they found their footing, and they are on fire right now. And Z Panther and Angelic, they're doing a great job of keeping everyone up. And the speeds are perfect. You know, the immorts are perfect. Everybody from Sublime is playing at a top-notch level at the moment as the fight resumes here on the bot. Contested, and Redx gonna be able to take down J-Man. The Lucio, you know, doing a little bit of that classic Reddit Lucio gameplay, able to take down the Sojourn. And I mean, Aurora is in no man's land. Nobody to help the Sigma player, and that will do it for this fight. As Z Panther goes down, it's going to be a rough one here for Sublime.
Yeah, as Sublime, I feel like Angelic was doing a little too much. I mean, they're going to get close to a lot of these ultimates as Anhu can come back in this fight. Has the Blizzard while Emeren's still 20% away. This might be a nice window of opportunity for Sublime to get and use this ultimate, and Worldwide might not be ready for it.
Here we go, Sublime. They don't want to give up the lead on New Queen Street just yet as the explosion out of the gym. They're going to come out swinging, and I mean, Lunacy popped that Flux, but you know, J-Man popped Lunacy in the mouth. I mean, a great kill there onto Lunacy through the Gravitic Flux, and you know, Emerin tried to use the Blizzard to keep this fight alive, but it wasn't enough. The great job from everybody to get out, and they won't relinquish the lead, at least not yet.
Yeah, as the Immortality field's out, that's going to be a late stagger onto Willis as the rest of Worldwide is going to be forced to try and back up while they are just hunting and finding staggers. Lunacy now down as they're going to have to wait for their Sigma, and, you know, this might be the first point cap for Sublime.
If it's not, it'll be close. I know Worldwide doesn't really want to give it up just yet because giving that point up first sucks 100% of the time. But it will come through. They're not going to be able to get back and touch, and out comes the Amp Matrix from Z Panther. The Ice Block is already gone for the side of Emerin, and there you see the bot, you know, a little bit of the scratch on the butt there. You know, sometimes you just got to get it, and we'll start walking once again.
Just incredible plays coming out from Sublime. I mean, J-Man has just been on it this entire series on the Sojourn. Their DPS tandem has just been ridiculous as the rest of the team does a great job of being able to back up their aggression.
Here we go. One more fight. We go again. Worldwide, they're going to take control of bot Sublime. They're just going to back off a little bit here. They're building up to a couple of very, very good ultimates here. The Gravitic Flux coming online, the Blizzard, on whose Blizzards have been incredible so far. So we'll see what they can get with this one as the Gravitic Flux comes out and takes down Redix and the Blizzard. You know, Lunacy had no chance to get out, and the late Amp Matrix, the hero plays from Willis, they're not going to be there. Worldwide just can't find their footing on New Queen Street.
Still plenty of time left on the clock for worldwide as we just hit the halfway mark. Panther's going to have this Ant Matrix, but Tristan, coming off those technical difficulties, could set everything up with a big time overclock.
Here we go. Out of the immortality field goes Aurora, but a clutch sound barrier keeps the Sigma alive, at least for a little while. And here's a Mei duel, something you don't see very often, and, you know, Lunacy casually getting in the way of it. Let them 1v1 you coward. But, you know, worldwide, they'll take the fight. But unfortunately, you know, Sublime does have that close spawn. So it's going to be tough for them to break it.
Yes, it will be tough to break it, but this next fight that's going to take place in the mid ground is going to be such an advantage for worldwide with the ultimates they have. Sublime, they're really hoping that J-Man can pop this overclock and pull some Suravasa Palace type magic that we saw on the previous map. If not, worldwide will just overwhelm them with these ultimates.
And speaking of worldwide and ultimates, Tristan popped the overclock early, not able to get anything out with it, and here comes the Gravitic Flux. They're going to try and pick up Aurora. Will get some damage on, actually it was J-Man. I thought Aurora would definitely be in that, but here comes the Blizzard from Emerin, and it won't get any freezes, but it will push Sublime back ever so slightly. And, I mean, the sound barrier comes out, but it's not nearly enough to keep Willis alive and jumping. So, you know, worldwide, they are hurting right now. So close, yet so very far from the checkpoint.
Yeah, as that was so close. Being able to match and get those forward spawns would have been an incredible play and an incredibly big deal for worldwide as Sublime now gets to move forward. Worldwide threw everything into that fight. This is where things start to get grim as Sublime has ult advantage and worldwide just has to wait and build up and reset their economy.
Here we go. Sublime waiting for a player to come back, so they could not get it past the ooh, that's not great. Emerin had the ice block but could not pop it, and the Blizzard Sigma Flux combo, I mean, Tristan goes down. Okay, the hero plays, they came through, but it won't be enough to break the iron grip on this robot that Sublime has, and they're gonna start building their lead even more.
At 2 minutes left on the clock for worldwide to make something happen. I think this is really smart from Sublime, knowing that, hey, worldwide's coming back with pretty much their entire squad. Let's get back. We have close spawns, regroup, and take a fight in an advantageous position here in the mid ground.
Worldwide, they're getting up to some pretty important ultimates here, so we'll see what they can do as Tristan has the overclock so low, able to take down Angelic, but it'll be a trade. J-Man throwing Tristan down. I mean, it'll be a 1-for-1. So, I mean, worldwide, they just can't get it done. A minute and a half left just about in this map. Willis once again throwing out the hero Ant Matrix. It's going, you know, to put the fight towards worldwide. And, you know, the overclock came out, and it was a great immortality field from Willis to keep J-Man at bay, and with it just being Angelic left, trying to waste as much time as possible. They'll get the Lucio down, but they need to hit Butt Scratch desperately.
Oh, they will hit Butt Scratch, and this is where things get spicy, Fletch. 1 minute on the clock, and worldwide is still holding 4 ultimates to be able to use here. And who has had some really good blizzards in this series, and they're going to need to get one to save Sublime and keep the hope alive of finishing this right here and now.
Ooh, and the Blizzard Sigma ult combo does not come through like you want it to, and I mean, that was just a gross overcommitment of ultimates early. They still have 40 meters to pick up, and, you know, they just used 3 ultimates to get this fight going, and they only found 1 pick. Here comes the overclock. Can Tristan find some good value here? They'll find Anhu, a great headshot as Aurora dropped the Flux, and they're not able to find a pick off of that damage just yet, and A great pick from Tristan. I mean, ever
Uh-oh.
so slightly. Tristan with 4. Tristan with 4 has blown this point wide open. And worldwide, they only need 8 meters. 4 meters. 3, 2. The slide is going to come over from a J-Man. But it's going to be desperation touches here for the side of Sublime. And Tristan again taking out J-Man. Lunacy with the pick on to Angelic. The punches come through from Aurora, but the damage isn't there. Aurora goes down, and Worldwide is taking us to a map number 5.
Wow. I can't believe it. I said there was still plenty of time left on the clock for Sublime. I just, look back to the fight where, for Worldwide, I'm sorry. So I look back to Sublime, where they backed out and looked to take that fight in the mid-ground. They end up losing that, commit a bunch of ultimates, and in that situation, you essentially flip the ult economy in the favor of Worldwide. And despite throwing in way too many ults early in that fight, we were going crazy like, whoa, did Worldwide just make a huge mistake? But Tristan comes through as the hero with the overclock and the extra picks in clutch time. And now we're headed to a map number 5. So does Worldwide take their contenders level experience and move on to the next round of the losers, or will Sublime show them that collegiate is where it's at in Overwatch? We will find
No
out.
intermission. It sounds like one of these
Nope.
players. has
Looks like we're
somewhere
gonna
to
go
be
straight
very
in.
soon.
Never mind.
Yeah. So moving forward, it will be Escort. I'm very, very interested to see what these teams are going to pick. It'll be Gibraltar.
Yeah, this is the pick that Sublime picked against Crazy 88s in map number 5. Or I actually think Crazy 88s picked it. Regardless, Sublime was very good at this map. They played Winston against the 88s. As this, even, in a meta where Winston's not very viable, Watchpoint Gibraltar, his hometown map, is always still going to be very good for the Winston. So I expect to see that between these two teams.
Yeah, Winston, like I was saying it earlier, a little bit outdated, right? On Ilios, I mean, they're just better things to run on Ilios. But Watchpoint Gibraltar, that's a different story entirely. I mean, historically, it's just that for Escort. So it's not going to be surprising at all if and when we see a Winston come out for one, if not both of these teams.
Come on, man. They played Winston last time on this map. To be fair, Crazy 88s played it back at them. So, I mean, but I guess they're not expecting a Winston coming out from the side of Worldwide as Aurora's going to play the Sigma. So sad. I'm sorry. We just like seeing a little bit of variety. It's okay, though.
Yeah, I got a little bit of Gibraltar action the other day with some Winston. Some excellent Winston, actually. But, shmeep shmop. We'll see a little bit of dive, I guess. I guess we have seen Winston tonight already, though, right? So, Tristan, on the Widowmaker, trying to find something, and Aurora's 100% ready for that. Throwing out the rock onto Tristan. Did not connect, but, putting some pressure on the Widow as Lunacy in that excellent K-pop collaboration skin here on the Diva. Gonna put some pressure on the high ground. J-Man with the back turned. They're not gonna go down, but it will be some free cart push here for the side of Worldwide. And J-Man with a great first pick on a Tristan. The defense has their opening now, as Lunacy just has to get out. And I mean, the peel is good for Lunacy, almost as good as the anti. But I mean, J-Man. That's all. That's the sentence. J-Man.
as coming through with some big Hanzo plays, and Ando is able to finish. Anhu is able to finish off a lot of these kills, even if J-Man can't, necessarily finish the kill. Anhu's able to go in there with the Genji dash and able to finish them off. As this diva composition is going to be tough pushing into the Sigma. We talked about the accretion rock being extremely dangerous, as Lunacy is going to swap over to a Sigma of their own, as Tristan is on the Sojourn. We saw that swap after, getting killed on the Widow, and Footloose is still playing this Tracer very close to a Pulse Bomb. So you got to be careful if you are Sublime, because this Pulse Bomb could open the floodgates.
Here we go, Lunacy trying to control this top ground here, putting out a lot of damage. The Pulse Bomb is out, but the Immortality Field, as well as a little bit of gymnastics from Z Panther, going to avoid the ultimate from Footloose, who has returned to the fray. It will be the Amp Matrix from Z Panther to provide some extra healing, some extra damage, but Worldwide very, very smartly, they're just going to ignore it or run away from it rather. A great accretion onto Lunacy is going to knock the Sigma off the high ground. So as it stands right now, the defense of Sublime has been very, very strong, as the Dragon Blade has come into play for Anhu, as the Gravitic Flux, just as good. Don't even care about the Kitsune Rush from the side of Red X, and I mean, a great ultimate there from Aurora, as Tristan gets an exiting pick onto J-Man, but the defense holds strong.
As Footloose is now going to make a swap over to the Echo. Not a whole lot of hit scan available to deal with a flyer from the side of Sublime, but the one thing that Worldwide can't deal with in this next fight is going to be Anhu's Blade. I feel like the only thing you could hope for is Tristan popping an overclock and finding him out early during the Blade.
Well, here's the overclock. We'll see what Tristan can find, but under so much pressure from J-Man, gets rid of the Immortality Field. Here comes the Flux from Lunacy, finds Panther, but the Dragon Blade is out for Anhu. Anhu with 2! It's 2 for 2, though. 33 HP for Anhu and a Dream. The cart progress continues. Sorry about that, Echo. Yeah, I mean, a great fight from Worldwide, despite Anhu finding a couple of picks with the Dragon Blade. Worldwide stay alive, but Tristan doesn't, as the high ground, the fight continues.
Yeah, the Worldwide's going to be facing the barrel of Willis's Amp Matrix, however.
Z Panther not far behind, though. 93% and counting for the Baptiste of Sublime. As the Amp Matrix comes out from Willis, so does the Immortality Field from Panther, actually. But here it is. The Amp Matrix from Sublime they're going to find Z Panther, but it'll be 2 for 2. And I mean, Lunacy is below half HP, so that will be that. Worldwide, they simply cannot break the iron wall of Sublime, and Sublime, they hold on perfectly.
What did I say about Sublime? When their backs are against the wall and they absolutely have to have a map, they just flip a switch, come in angry, and they just wreck shop. And they did exactly that, getting the first point hold on Watch Point Gibraltar. However, this map is extremely synonymous for Fuller holds. This first point is very hard to take, very defensively favored. So this is not over yet. Sublime cannot afford to relax if they want to keep their hopes alive in the NA open tier for PC, as they, again, it's going to be tough. Oh, come on, please, Aurora, play the Winston, please.
I think it's probably better on attack, right?
Oh, for sure.
So I think there's definitely a reason that Sublime brought us here, and the Winston, not as good on defense, but if you can isolate and execute on attack, it's scary.
Yeah, look at what you're going into. You're going up against a Genji and an Ashe from Worldwide, extremely diveable characters. J-Man can come from the sky and go after, Footloose or Tristan, and it could be a crazy successful dive, as Anhu was really just going to put these supports onto the high ground and probably swap over once again to that Genji.
Here we go. I think that was Z Panther sent over to the other side with the teleporter. Anhu on the Genji, just getting that, the cart moving a little bit here. Nothing crazy, but, it's crazy. Red X is crazy. Gonna rip through Anhu. So the attack will stall out here for just a little bit as the cart continues to move.
As this composition for Worldwide, extremely pick-based, poke-centric, as Tristan, a lot of damage. Big anti-nade coming in, but can they capitalize? It doesn't look like it.
No, Aurora gonna have to back out, but that's, that would have been so much healing for Z Panther to try and build up to that nano boost. Aurora goes down, and so does the hopes of Sublime in this fight. But they still have so much time to get this, and Tristan coach gunned out of the immortality field.
And that's a really big opening pick. That's a lot of damage off of the field for Worldwide, as they're going to have to look to back up here. Lots of players low, and they're just going to escape.
Willis cannot, though. They almost had the captive son, which is a travesty for the side of Worldwide. And, with Aurora being able to steal that Mega from Red X, there's just nothing Worldwide can do. And they only have one more chance to get this defense and stay alive. But with Tristan going down, that'll do it! Sublime, stay alive! Kicking Worldwide out of the playoffs. They move on to the losers semifinals.
They continue to show the pride of Arizona State University time and time again, showing that they will never give up. Yeah, this lower bracket run has been insane, as they will be taking on Yikes in the losers semifinals. But shout outs to Worldwide. They did an incredible job, but Sublime just has the fortitude. This is their second map 5 in a row in this losers bracket. So they have shown mental fortitude, toughness, and the ability that when they need it the most, they can flip a switch and get things done.
Yeah, fork 'em devils. That's what I always say, right? Sublime, not to, obviously, I guess, pun intended. They're playing, like, the way they're playing is Sublime. You were talking about it when the match started, right? When push comes to shove, when you need a clutch play, Sublime is gonna make it. And Worldwide, they had those, clutch plays of their own. Specifically, Tristan comes to mind, right? At the end of New Queen Street, Tristan put, Worldwide on their back and carried them over that golden line. But Sublime, they made the plays when they absolutely mattered, and, they absolutely deserve to be moving on. Their season stays alive, and unfortunately for Worldwide, theirs comes to an end. A great season. All in all for Worldwide, 2 matches in a row. You don't love seeing that. But, at the end of the day, you've got to move forward, right? You can't control what's already happened. So, for Worldwide, best of luck to y'all in the future. And congratulations to Sublime. You're still alive.
Yeah, shout outs to them. Like we mentioned, they will be playing Yikes in the losers semis. Hopefully, maybe we'll get that on stream. But can't wait to see how Sublime continues, as they are now in the top 4. With that, we are pretty much going to end things for this cast. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to this fantastic matchup between these two great teams. Thank you, Fletch, for casting this, and thank you to everyone behind the scenes in production. Hadram are great as always, and Little Joe and Orange, you guys have been fantastic on the OBS. Once again, thank you guys all for coming out, and we will see you in another broadcast. Later.
See y'all later.
Never